Hello and welcome to today's Wild Hearthstone deck tech and gameplay video on Big Spell Mage. Big Spell Mage does exactly what you would think it does. It wants to cast big spells like Puzzle Box of Yogg, Rune of the Ancients, and even some Arcane Defenders and Mask of Cthulhu's several times over and over again, as we just kind of hope to generally kill our opponent with all the random stuff, and sometimes we don't, and we just die. The rest of the deck is self-explanatory tools to not die. Cartoot Defender and Death's Head Cultist are in the category of cards I needed to put in to, to not die against aggro decks, but it couldn't be a spell, so we wouldn't delude, say, our Ice Blood Towers, or, you know, things like that, or any of our spells, or our Shivering Sorceress, stuff like that. And just before anybody asks, I would probably run Yogg if I had Yoggs, but as you will see, I simply don't own them. But if you own them, by all means run them. Why not? The deck isn't meant to be good. It's meant to be fun. And a little bit random and kooky zany and all that jazz, which it still manages to do without having it. So if you are like me and you don't have the Yoggs, but you have everything else, the deck works just fine with or without them. Now, with all that out of the way, don't forget to like the video if you liked it. Subscribe if you like my content and would like to see more in the future. And now we'll go on to game number 1. And game number 1 with our Big Spell Mage. This is honestly not a terrible hand, all things considered. We'll go ahead and... you know what? We'll get rid of the parrot. But everything else is actually pretty good. In case anybody was wondering what a card like Excavation Specialist is doing in the deck, it's basically, along with the Shivering Sorceress card that I talked about in the deck intro, that works. These are ways to basically sort of ramp us by reducing the cost of our big spells. Since the deck is so centered around casting them, the earlier we can cast them, the better. Let's see. Now, I would say what about the good matchups and the bad matchups, but let's be honest, it kind of doesn't matter when we're like really relying on RNG not to totally screw us. So I have a little bit of a concern that Enrage Warrior is going to be real good at of killing us pretty quickly, but you never know till you find out. I guess we'll just go ahead and play it out. And as you can see by the buffed Arcane Artificer, I am playing on the day of the new patch, so that's kind of nice. I honestly did not expect to get any random bits of buffs to my particular deck I was showing off this week. I'm sorry, what? 1/1, 2 minion type, minion of each type. Okay, that's weird, but sure. Go and play the Specialist. See what we find. Yeah, the Sanctum's not bad. Go ahead and trade where we can. Like, not great to give them more, like, buffs from their extractor. But it needs to be gone. Sorry, what is Mancrook doing in the... Alright, whatever. Very weird deck. But anywho, I think my original point was going to be... Yeah, I don't even remember my original point. Anywho, you will now see the perks of cards like the Sanctum and the taunts that heal you. In that, like I talked about, we do need ways to not die to remotely aggressive decks, and those were pretty good ways to do that without diluting the spells. This is actually doing a good job of kind of explaining what I'm talking about. Guess we'll trade in. See where it goes. I think we just ignore the rest of it and just go face. Next turn we have a Mask of Cthulhu, which is nice. It's not going to be great if they play it like another extractor because it's individual bits of damage. In case anybody was wondering about the Mask of Cthulhu and the Defender, the Arcane Defender's card, those were also relatively big spells that sort of helped me not die. And Mask of Cthulhu on an opponent that isn't doing anything is just like a 7-mana Pyroblast. Now, guess, yeah, we'll just run it. Why not? See what we hit. That's not bad. That's not bad. This allows us also to retain our second charge in the Sanctum here, so if they play a big old scary boy, we can get rid of it. If nothing else, we could play the Sorceress next turn and reduce our puzzle box. Okay, their deck is all over the place in a very weird way, but whatever. Plan remains the same, though I think it'll actually reduce the cost, yeah, of the tower, which is fine. We will use our last Sanctum charge. Just go face. I guess we'll. It depend if we don't draw like, well, odds are at this rate, no matter what, we're probably gonna play the tower next turn. We're only gonna have one. I'm sorry, what? We're only gonna have one draw, so we're not gonna dilute our deck that much. That's not great. I mean, okay, like it's fine. I still have a board left. Yeah, we're doing pretty good. Yeah, just go face. Go ahead and play the tower. Get another big old scary creature from our Cosmic Keyboard. And we get to cast a puzzle box anyway. That's not great. It's not bad, I guess. Netherwind. Okay, not helpful. That's why you attack first. Here's a minion. Okay. Okay. And going face. Alright. Doing good. Minion 3/3 and freeze it. That's not bad. Do process. Oh, I'm sorry, do pro. Ah! Okay, yeah, I'll take a puzzle box into a mill druid. That's cool. That does make our Iceblood Tower worse if we draw more spells, which has to be noted. But it's too funny to not do. Oh, is it like, okay, one Amalgamate. I need to like look up all the effects because the first time I've ever seen this card in person. What does he have? Rush, Wind Fury, Divine Shield. Okay, that's fine. I think we're in a remarkably good position though. I don't think we need to worry that much. Let's see, what was our last spell we cast? Last spell we cast was the tower, so that's not what we want. So I guess we just play another puzzle box and see. Pretty good. Okay. Okay. That's not... Well, that's okay. Not awful. 0 mana kind of sucks. A brick. Less of a brick. Doing pretty good. Okay, I'm fucking Christ. I was gonna say, okay, this fucking weird ass fucking cards, but we're in it, and we got one of our runes also. Don't cast the same spell twice. There's a lot of bricks in here. Oh, is that it? Booyah! Does it keep going? It does keep going. That's fine. I'll take a win. Alright. Got pretty lucky fucking with the slot machine there. I had a pretty goofy little game. That was pretty fun and pretty good at showing what the deck does. Anywho, on to game number 2. And game number 2 with our little Big Spell Mage. We'll go ahead and throw back the Cartoot Defender. We'll keep the Death's Head Cultist just in case it's like a mech mage or something weird that wants to like really run us down early. And even if it's not, it's, you know, it's just a creature on turn 3 that we can play. I didn't pay attention if you mulliganed that first card. This might be Time Warp or Time Walk, whatever it's called. No, Time Walk is the map. Time Warp is this one. Time Warp it. Time Warp it. Whatever. Extra spell combo bullshit. This my brain keeps fumbling over details. Anywho, turn 2 will be the Cosmic Keyboard, almost certainly. Oh, our opponent has the coin, which is fair. There we go. That's good. Yeah, I think it still is the correct play. Right, hi, sweetheart. Probably play the Sorceress next turn. Would you like to come and hang out with Dad while he records a video? Yeah. I love you. I can't really pet you and play the game at the same time. I can pet you after. Our opponent is not really doing a whole hell of a lot. I thought it was a quest, but if it's a quest, they're taking their sweet-ass time. We will go ahead and play the Sorceress. Probably just ping their face. Good girl. Let's see. We have coin, so we can always on turn 6 coin out the mask, if nothing else. Or maybe save the coin for counterspell bait. Okay, child. I love you. Thank you. We'll play later. I'm sorry, what? That's a nice little effect. I think other people have also said this, but credit given to the devs, the effects for this set are, like, on point. Both on, like, you know, the board is good, but all boards are usually good. But, like, the actual effects from cards is very, very good. Deserves credit. Yeah, we'll do an Artificer so we can get some free armor. Be sure. Discover a spell, reduces cost by 1, finale return to end of hand at end of turn. So I think that's what he did. But even if it isn't, that's fine. I think we're both going for like weird random shenanigans. Yeah, you wouldn't want to run the infinitize the maxitude, whatever the hell. Yeah, this is definitely some weird, like, Yogg, actually might be proper Yogg deck, because there's a lot of weird spells in here. What do we do here? I guess we'll play the Sanctum, and we'll freeze the big boy. Throw some pings here and there. Also try to get my hero power quest done. And I think our original plan of coining a Mask of Cthulhu on 6 is probably going to be what we're doing. Although we can now play the Artificer for free and get some extra armor out of it, which is nice. And if they have Counterspell, this is going to be the moment that we see it. Yeah, we'll go ahead and test the waters. That's fair. In that case, go back to the other plane of ramping more, playing a Sorceress, and I guess a Death Head's Cultist. Just go and face with the rest. I sort of touched on this earlier, and this might come up with this game or not. I mean, I have in the last, couple weeks that I spent testing all of my decks, like I did with this one. There are the occasional win that you can just get by, like, playing creatures on the board and bonking your opponent. Now, they're not, like, common, but they do happen, which is a nice little bit of upside. I think we're good, right? I mean, yeah, he's, like, removing creatures, but now we can actually do what we wanted to do. Go ahead and go face. And again, do the Artificer and the Mask. We also get a big old 7-drop. Win mostly face. I'll take that. I think I'm going to save the last trigger. He's not really going to do that much damage with a 2-1 on a board and a handful of half-random cards. Next turn, we do have a puzzle box of Yogg Saron that was reduced earlier. It's very nice. It's an Arcane Bolt. Casting on what? Sorry? Oh, is he going to trade the... Oh, okay, that makes more sense. Making less sense. There's got to be something I'm missing here. That was your turn? Okay, okay. That's cool. It resolves. To use a magic turn. Go face with everything. Go ahead and freeze the snowman, just because that might cause problems on our board. I was going to cast the puzzle, but we're actually far enough ahead that I think we're going to play safe and just play the defenders. Not only do we just get the actual untargetable, or I guess you would call it shroud, the shrouded bodies. Oh yeah, it's the same thing. We also just have a big scary board. We're in a good spot. I think I have lethal here, right? 5, 5, 2. See if it hits the blocker. Bonk. Booyah! And like I talked about, sometimes you just like win with a body full of a board full of bodies. And you can just kind of steal a win in a pretty fair way. Since we've sort of shown what the deck can do, I think we'll go ahead and call this video. Don't forget to like the video if you liked it. Subscribe if you like my grab bag of content. And if you have any comments down below, like, I don't have X, what about Y? As long as you have, I'll try to answer any constructive criticism or question. But what I was going to say is that as long as you have the core package of the Rune of the Archmage, the puzzle box, the well, those two, and I would say the Arcane Defenders and the Mask, as long as you have those 4 big spells, and you can maybe replace one of the not RNG ones, not one of the box effects. You could replace one of those, one of the other smaller impact ones with maybe like a deep freeze if you have it, because I know that's fairly cheap too. But other than that, the deck's pretty flexible. You don't need that much. And the parrots as a common, or whatever it is, so it's pretty budget-friendly, this deck. But also, do keep in mind that sometimes you can also get screwed by RNG. Now, with all that out of the way, again, like, sub, comment, and I'll see you all in the next video. Stay safe, and be kind to one another. Bye-bye!